Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. Number 8 Gulf Coast swamped Itawamba 50-0 here at A.L. May Memorial Stadium, outgaining the Indians 568-48. We're going to talk with head coach Jack Wright, defensive back Kionte Curry, and offensive lineman Joe Bradford while we take a look at some highlights. Then we'll introduce you to offensive lineman Zerian Hudson while we play 10 questions. And lastly, we'll introduce you to Chris Handy's 2023 Bulldogs men's soccer team. Stick around. Here on the field with head coach Jack Wright after a convincing 50-0 win. Jack, just overall, what did you see from your club tonight?
Anytime you get a win with a wide margin, there's one thing that probably is true every time you get this, and that's you win up front. Both sides of the line of scrimmage, offensive line, defensive line did their job. And so I think that's what you got to look at, just up front. We were able to win on both sides.
We'll start with the regulators. They hung to 0, and it wasn't just a 0 on the scoreboard. No first downs in the first half. They didn't get the first down until about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. I think they finished with 3, a pretty dominant performance from them.
Yeah, as you know, Don, I'm on the offensive side of the ball here, and I looked up in the third quarter and I asked them in the box. I said, have they gotten a first down yet? And they said, I don't think so, Coach. And they kind of did some remembering themselves, and they said, no, they haven't had one. So I thought that was amazing. Just a great job by Coach Shufelt, Coach McDougal, and Coach Smith having that side of the ball ready, and great effort and energy by the regulators today.
Had a couple of takeaways. I think Kionte Curry had an interception, got a fumble recovery, also had one in special teams. We'll talk about special teams in a minute. But they were able to get the ball back for you all on offense.
Yeah, Kionte made a great break on the ball. The quarterback was rolling to his right. Kionte read his eyes and kind of undercut the route. And so wish he'd have got a little bit more return yards there. I think he could have got a little more out of that. But he made a great play on the ball. And he's a transfer, so he's coming in here as an older guy and been one of our leaders through training camp.
Offense, almost 570 yards, very balanced running and passing. What did you see from your squad?
50-0, you would think that everything was clicking on all cylinders, but if you were at the game and watched closely, we had our struggles in the first quarter and even into the second quarter. So I'm just proud of our guys for continuing to play hard and fight through the struggles, not get frustrated, not point their finger and say, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. Just staying with it. Things didn't go our way offensively in the first quarter. We moved the football, got some first downs. We just couldn't seem to punch it in. And then, Dayon had the big return to kind of break things open. It got easier after that, it seemed like.
Yeah, he had 2 90-yard rushers, and they were the 2 backups. Y'all were able to really wear them down late. You got good production from those 2 running backs late.
As you know, Don, we've always rolled running backs here. There's never been, one guy that just gets every carry. T-Train came back from a productive freshman season last year, splitting carries with other guys. We were really proud of signing Trey and signing Chandler at running back. Felt like we had 2 really good commitments there when we got them on signing day. And you saw tonight, those guys run really hard. Good body lean. They fall forward, take care of the football. They just always seem to finish runs. And, T-Train the same way. I mean, it's just fun to watch those guys run. They really do stick it in there and try to get every yard that they can on every carry.
And Eli was really good. He got the start tonight and threw for 300 yards, but almost, I think.
Okay, yeah. Eli, coming off a big game last week at Northwest, I kind of had to hot in against Northwest, and he got the start tonight. And, he did really well. Made a mistake or two, but, at quarterback there's a lot of pressure on you, and he was able to fight through those and finish really strong at the end of the second half and into the third quarter.
3 phases in the game, and I thought y'all special teams were outstanding. You talked about the offense struggling a little bit in the first half, and that was masked a little bit because Dayon had the big punt return that got 7 for you.
Yeah, we didn't even have a return set up there, Don. I mean, he kind of made some guys miss in the open field, and that was really, all on him. And he is very dangerous in the open field. just proud for him to get going. He's a guy that can really do some things for us. And, we need to get the ball in his hand more on offense, and if he gets an open field, we saw what he can do tonight.
Had another long kickoff return too, and was productive in the passing game as well. You also got a safety after they snapped the ball over the head. Y'all were able to get back there and force that. And like I said, I think y'all won that phase of the game convincingly too.
Yeah, we have a really good kicker coming back. Yeah, Gabe's did a great job last year. But I do feel like that we are better in our coverage right now. It's kind of hard to put a finger on, exactly why we've improved. Obviously we've got some good players covering kicks. I think it's the main thing. But it seems like our return game, our kids are a little more locked in and focused on what their assignment is and finishing blocks in the return game. So. Just a compliment to our players who've taken every detail important and trying to execute to the best of their ability.
This week y'all moved into the top 10, moved up to number 8. You're 2-0, but I heard you talking afterwards that the real season kind of starts this next week. You got division play starting with a trip to Summit in Southwest.
We're extremely proud to be 2-0. I mean, we beat 2 good opponents, but those really have nothing to do with what our goal is. First and foremost, we need to be competitive in the South and try to get in the playoffs. And so next week will be a big step towards that, getting in the win column next week, hopefully, versus Southwest. And so, we'll be completely focused on what they do this weekend and into Sunday when our players come back. They'll present a challenge, and that's a game we've got to go on the road and win a South Division game, and we know how those go. Those are always really hard.
In one way, it'll be a nice change. We'll have a full week to get ready. This was a short week playing on Saturday. I thought y'all guys bounced back. This week you get the full regular week. So
yeah, we haven't been able to breathe, Don. I mean, for about 7 days, we have not been able to breathe. You've been in the office with us on the same schedule, trying to just get everything in order on a short week, and it's just been chaos. And just what people don't realize is you can have all the plans in the world, but something hits you every day and kind of takes you off your track. But again, I really want to give our coaching staff a lot of credit. They battled through all that. Our players battled through all that. They could have asked for a day off or cut a practice short or nothing like that. Our guys had a great attitude towards it, and we wanted to be ready to play really well tonight.
Gulf Coast had 3 football game days in 8 days because we had to come back on Saturday, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes that got a lot of work done to make all that happen. So.
Yeah, I do appreciate you, our athletic administration, all the people that work the gate. I know we have a lot of volunteers that are staff members here at Gulf Coast that come in and put on a great show and go the extra mile for our supporters. And for them to do that 3 times in 1 week, when you put it like that, Don, that is a huge sacrifice for those people to come here and do that for our players. And that's really what it's for our players to be able to come out here and put on a show. So, our deepest thank you to those folks.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Here on the field with defensive back Kionte Curry from Mims, Florida. Kionte, big night for the Regulators. You hung a 0 up on the scoreboard all night. How did y'all play tonight as a group?
I think we played very good. We still got things we need to work on. I feel like we got up a couple yards more than we should. And last week, we gave up 14 points that really shouldn't have happened. So we came this week prepared, not ready to give up no touchdowns.
Y'all didn't allow a first down until about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It was a pretty dominating performance, and I know y'all will look at every play and see a yard here, a yard there that you couldn't do. But what does it feel like to be kind of that dominant in the game?
Very dominant. We're very dominant at times. We just gotta do our job. That's what we work on all week. Everybody doing their job, not just no one-man game. Everybody just do their job. So.
You had the interception. What happened on that play?
Like I said, I dropped back and covered his zone. We was in zone, so I dropped back in the zone. The quarterback, it was reverse. So I had to go to the field. He rolled out to the right, and I just ran over and caught the ball. Seen the ball in the end zone, go get it.
Coach Wright said you probably could have gotten a couple more yards on the return. You're probably a little upset you didn't get more coming back.
Yes, sir.
What'd you see from the Bulldogs offense tonight?
Last week, they started out real slow. So this week we just comforting them, telling them this week we're gonna need you. We're gonna need you to start off early this game, not late. Because last game we thought it was gonna be more of a battle. Because it was 7-14 first half. This game they came out and played very well. And all week we compete with them, with the receivers, everybody. So everybody just compete on both sides and make each other better every day at practice.
You guys will start division play next week. Y'all are 0-0 in division. Gulf Coast has won 4 straight South titles. What does that mean for you guys?
It means we being good. I mean, good. I mean, each game we just gonna watch film. Next week, do the same thing we do, prepare for the other team.
All right, thank you, Kionte.
For sure, appreciate it.
Here on the field with offensive lineman Joe Bradford, the big center from Pass Christian, played at St. Stanislaus. Joe, dominating performance tonight for the Bulldogs, 50-0. What did y'all do up front to kind of pave the way?
Yeah, I think we were going over their defense pretty well all week. You know, everything we saw today, you know, wasn't unexpected. We started off a little slow, but I think as the game went on, came out that second half, had a good first drive. After that, we were rolling.
Y'all were pretty balanced. You ran for like 240, threw for 260, something like that. What does that mean for an offense when you can do that?
Yeah, if you can establish a run game and then, you know, come out with a pass afterward, you know, it's hard to defeat that, you know.
The running backs, you had 2 90-yard rushers, and they were the backups. What did you see from those guys?
Yeah, no, I saw that last drive I was in. You know, I worked with my guy, and then I just see Chandler run up the middle. Once I saw that, and then Trey Hall came in afterward, and I was like, wow, if we can do that all year, even with the backups doing that, you know, we'll go far.
What did you see from the regulators tonight? They didn't allow a first down until the third quarter.
You know, honestly, I don't remember the Itawamba getting a first down until like that third quarter. So if we can keep that up all year, you know, that's what we do.
You're one of the leaders, sophomore leaders on the team. Next week, as we start division play, Gulf Coast has won 4 straight division titles. What are you going to talk to your guys about to try and keep that streak going?
I think the biggest thing would be consistency. You know, if we could start off hot like we did that second half, if we can do that from the beginning of the game till the end, you know, we can go and defeat everybody like we did today. But, you know, the games are going to start getting harder, but, you know, if we can keep that up, everybody on the same page, we'll be all right.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
We are creating a student life experience
that is second to none.
Southern Miss provides a culture that compels our students
to chase audacious goals
and dreams
with unrivaled passion
and relentless persistence
on their journey to the top.
Dayon Bilbo was the Hotel and Restaurant Supply Player of the Game for piling up 132 total yards, including this 63-yard punt return for a touchdown. Since 1953, Hotel and Restaurant Supply has been supplying commercial food service equipment, related supplies, contract furniture, and custom fabrication. Go see their huge Gulfport location on John Hill Boulevard or check them out on the web at hnrsupply.com. Let's play 10 questions with Bulldogs offensive lineman Zerian Hudson.
My name is Zerian Hudson. I'm from Brookhaven, Mississippi. Small town, not much of a big place, you know. Just trying to come up. I would say I started playing football by 2nd grade, flag football. I played a little quarterback, a little offensive lineman, and tight end. And as I got over the years, I just stuck at the offensive line, you know. That's really a good question. I love football because it gives me the free will to hit somebody without no consequences. You see me? That's why I really like football. But then again, it's a real cool sport. Coach McCray a real cool dude, man. Y'all, if you really get to meet him, one-on-one, y'all say the same thing. Really cool dude. He not too, how could I put this? He don't be on us like that, but he be on us. You feel me? He a real cool dude. My favorite athlete would probably be, I'm gonna go on the offensive tackle side, I'm gonna go Trent Williams. And at the offensive guard / center, I'm gonna go Quentin Nelson. Cause they killing it out there, smashing those defenders, making them look like it's preschool. My favorite musical artist would be probably Rallo Rodriguez. He got a smooth music flow, and he got a lot of good punchlines in his songs. So yeah. My favorite superhero would probably be the Flash, because he moves the fastest. You can't catch him. So if you can't catch me, you can't stop me. My special forceman would be the movie Greater, because it shows about the offensive lineman who went through the struggle as a walk-on and he made it to the big leagues. Whoever the president is, because I need to be asking y'all some questions. Y'all, they do some weird things. I'll put the president of the United States. Something about me that nobody knows. I'm really a chill person, but don't push me.
At Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, we wholeheartedly believe that it's never too late to make a change for the better. It's never too late to demand more out of life. And it's never too late for you to go big. That's why MGCCC caters to the needs of our non-traditional student body. So, go big. Go Gulf Coast. Register today at mgccc.edu.
Linebacker Wyatt Wright delivered the hotel and restaurant supply big hit of the game with its devastating hit across the middle. Since 1953, Hotel and Restaurant Supply has been supplying commercial food service equipment, related supplies, contract furniture, and custom fabrication. Go see their huge Gulfport location on John Hill Boulevard or check them out on the web at hnrsupply.com. Head coach Chris Handy has his 2023 Bulldogs men's soccer team gearing up for the MACCC portion of their schedule. We'll talk with Coach Handy and take a look at his Bulldogs.
We're very young. You know, we are. It's definitely a work in progress. You know, we are definitely dangerous in a lot of important areas. It's a well-balanced team. You know, but I see a team that's going to continue to grow as the season gets late, and for that, as a coach, you're really excited to know that, you know, the product that you're putting on the field is only going to get better and better. Here at Gulf Coast, we try to play all styles, right? We try to be, you know, if a game calls for a more defensive team, I think we can do that. If it's more of an up and down game, we do have the athletes for that. You know, if we need to play more of a possession style, I think we can do that as well. So, you know, that makes our process a little bit slower because we try to be, you know, kind of great at all things. But in the end, we think that's the best recipe for us to win championships. David, you know, is our starting goalkeeper. He, to me, is really special. You know, he makes our life hard in training. He gives us confidence behind us in the games. He talks a lot. He's good with his feet. He's long. He's lengthy. He's athletic. You know, he's one of the best keepers to ever walk through here. And he's going to make sure we have a chance in any game that we play. I think Zach is the leader back there. You know, he's taken a step forward for us. I'm really proud of the progress he's made. He's been a more disciplined player. He's been a more consistent player, and he's really one of the leaders on the team, you know, as our one returning starter. So I'm really proud of the work that he's put in. You know, Mark has been consistent back there for us as kind of a stand-in as we try to get, you know, Cohen healthy. And so I'm really happy with his progress as a center back, but we hope to be able to get him on the flanks a little bit and get him flying forward with his athleticism. You know, Mason has stepped in as a natural forward, playing outside back for us, and has been a threat back there, and he's been you know, consistently working hard in defensive areas. Nigel can play back there as well. I mean, Nigel is a complete player who can play in the back, in the middle, and also going forward. But he definitely is you know, a guy that we can put his name down and know what the result's going to be. And I'm actually really proud of the progress that Tam's making as a left back. You know, has really started to take steps forward the last couple of games and show some consistency as a player that deserves to be on the field. So Guy is you know, the 90-minute player there. You know, we stick him in there, and he kind of runs the show. I'm really excited about his future. He's a leader. He's a guy that's really experienced, and he talks to the guys. He gives them confidence, and you know, you can tell that he's got another level than most of the players that he's playing against. So, you know, he definitely gives us confidence that, you know, we're going to have possession in a game, and, you know, the goals of the game are going to be complete, you know, because he understands the tactics really well. In front of him, again, it's Nigel, it's Hayden Thomas, it's Victor, it's JB. These guys all present different styles for us. Victor is, a forward and a center mid. He works extremely hard. He's hard in the tackle. You're never going to question his heart and his effort, as well as, his threat as making late runs into the box. JB's more technical and a little bit more flashy. I think he's still, getting comfortable in the game, but I think he's definitely going to show his worth by the end of the season. Hayden is starting to show a little bit in his aggressiveness going forward. So we look for him to continue to compete for a role within this team. Our forwards are still kind of by committee. I think, no one would argue that Cade right now is one of our most dangerous players. He's so physical, he's so athletic. He really is a presence up there. Whether we want to be direct and let him run over the top, or whether you want to play into his feet so he can be a little bit more physical with the ball at his feet. He's probably our main threat, but we still have lots of other guys that, he can either give us a different look. So Victor, again, who we've talked about, is not quite as athletic, but is still, with his hard working ability and his ability to press and his ability to run behind, he's also a dangerous threat. He's really good in the air. So he gives us a different look as well when we're putting crosses in the box. So, at times we can move Cade out wide and put Victor up top and know the result we're going to get. We'll start looking at Hayden playing on the front line as well, just because he can run at guys. Mills has a nose for goal. He's been successful, and when he's been given the opportunities in scoring goals. So we look for him to try to continue to round out his game so that, he can be impactful on both sides of the ball. JB at times also, can, give us a threat there. Usually when he's on the front line, he spends a lot of time checking down into the midfield to get on the ball and spray it around and unbalanced defense and all that. So, again, I really like our team, going forward, and I think we have a team that can score goals, and I think we have a team that can defend. So that means we're going to have a real chance to be successful. Jaden is a player that's given us a threat on the wing, one of the fastest players on the team, super athletic. When he puts his head down, he can get to goal. So we look forward to continuing to progress him forward, continue to develop him, and with the hopes that he's going to be really, really dangerous in a playoff game. So, again, this team is well-rounded going forward, and he's part of that. This league's going to be fun, and I say that because every game's going to be challenging, but in some ways it's not going to be fun because every game's going to be challenging. Sometimes you like to show up knowing you're going to get a win, but this year I don't think we're going to get that. With the influx of new internationals, being 6 instead of 4, it raises the level of every single team, it raises the floor of every single team, so we're definitely going to have our best each and every game. I still think, Jones is they're the defending champion, so we're still going to have to continue to compete with them. But there's some threats coming. Hines has started off well, Southwest has started off well. Pearl is still a dangerous team. So, Colin, who finished second in the league, is going to, we have to play them in about a week. They're going to be a problem as well. So, we've been preaching to our guys consistency, right, and starting fast. Without the overtime rule, there's not a lot of opportunity to make up for some mistakes in the game like there used to be, and so, I see a league that's going to probably end with a lot of ties early on and then make for a lot of fights late in the season. So our goal is to start fast, so we're looking down instead of up. I think we stumbled a little bit early last year, and I think if we can start consistently and get the 3 points that we need each and every game, we're going to have a chance to win conference in the end. Wyndham continues to be consistent, as a player who played here and played on great teams. He knows what it takes. He knows how to keep his eye and focus on a team that's trying to compete and accomplish something. So, to see him continue to round himself into a great coach is a blessing for me. It allows us to really hone in on the team, and he's also a resource for the boys to go to. And when they have questions about how the season's going to go and what the expectations are, he has all those answers. So he continues to develop into be a great coach, and he's going to be one for a long time.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. We'll be back next week from the sidelines in Summit after the Bulldogs play at Southwest Mississippi. We'll see you then.